All right, let's talk about something that's absolutely critical for anyone out on the water. Cardinal marks. These are basically the sea's road signs. They use the compass to point you away from danger and towards safe water. Trust me, this is something you really want to know. Okay, let's dive right in.
So picture this. You're out on the water, having a great day, and you see this buoy up ahead. Now, one way is safe, but the other directions? They could lead you straight into rocks, a hidden wreck, maybe a shallow sandbar. What do you do? This isn't just a test question, right? This is a real-world situation that could save your boat and even your life.
But hey, don't sweat it. By the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly what to do. We're going to quickly touch on the global system they're part of, then we'll get into decoding the marks themselves. We'll break down all 4 compass points, and then pull it all together so you can handle these situations with total confidence. First things first, you've got to understand that these buoys aren't just dropped out there randomly. Nope. They're all part of a very smart, internationally agreed-upon system. It's like a universal language for sailors, so no matter where you are in the world, you know what's going on.
And the folks behind this universal language, that would be the IALA, the International Association of Lighthouse Authorities. They're the ones who make all the rules and keep things standardized. So a buoy you see in the Caribbean means the exact same thing as a buoy off the coast of Japan. Pretty smart, huh?
Now, real quick, you should know the IALA system is split into 2 regions, A and B. This mostly affects those red and green channel markers. But, and this is the key thing for us today, cardinal marks are exactly the same in both regions. They are totally universal, no exceptions. Which brings us to the main event, cardinal marks. Their job is actually pretty simple and kind of brilliant. They use the 4 cardinal points of the compass, north, east, south, and west, to tell you where the safe water is in relation to some kind of danger. So how do you read these things? Well, it all boils down to 3 key features you can spot from a distance. First, the 2 cone shapes on top, called top marks. Second, the black and yellow color pattern. And third, if it's dark, the rhythm of its flashing white light. Let's break down what each of these means. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to walk through each of the 4 cardinal marks one by one, and you're going to see there's a really cool logic to them. Once you get the first one, the others just click. First up, the North Cardinal Mark. As the name suggests, when you see this mark, it's telling you that the safe, deep water is to the north of its position. And check out how logical this is. The 2 cones on top, they both point up, for north. Easy, right? And the color follows that same logic. The black band is on top of the yellow one. Everything points up. At night, it's just a continuous, quick flashing light, kind of like a pulsing north star. It's all pointing you north. So the takeaway is simple. You see those 2 cones pointing up to the sky, you pass to the north of that buoy. That's it. That's where the safe channel is. Okay, let's keep moving around the compass. Next up, the east cardinal mark. Now look at the cones on the east mark. They point away from each other, kind of making an egg shape. E for east, E for egg. But here's the real game changer, the memory trick you'll never forget. Think of a clock face. Where's east? It's at 3 o'clock. So this buoy flashes 3 times in a row. How cool is that? So what's a rule? You see that egg shape or you count those 3 flashes at night, you know you need to pass to the east of that buoy to stay clear of whatever danger it's marking. All right, let's keep going around that clock face. We've come to the south cardinal mark. And you can probably guess this one already. The south mark is the complete opposite of the north. Both cones point down. For south. The color pattern is flipped too. The black band is at the bottom, below the yellow. And on our clock face, south is at 6 o'clock. So it gives you 6 quick flashes, plus 1 long one at the end, just to make it super distinct and easy to identify. So yeah, you see those 2 cones pointing down at the water? The rule is crystal clear. You stay to the south of that mark. That's where you'll find safe passage. And that brings us to our last stop on the compass, the west cardinal mark. For the west mark, the cones point in towards each other. To me, it looks a bit like a wine glass, or a W for west. Notice how the black band is now sandwiched in the middle. And to finish our clock, west is at 9 o'clock, so it gives you guessed it, 9 flashes. See, it all just fits together perfectly. And the rule is just as simple as the others. You see that wine glass shape, or you're counting 9 flashes at night, you know without a doubt that safe water is to the west of that buoy. Okay, so that's all 4 marks. You now have all the pieces of the puzzle, the visual cues, the color patterns, the memory tricks. Everything you need to spot these buoys, know what they mean instantly, and react safely.
And look at this. This is your ultimate cheat sheet. It's everything we just talked about all in one spot. North cones point up, south cones point down. East and west are your egg and your wine glass, and the lights just follow the clock. 3 for east, 6 for south, 9 for west. Once you see this pattern, you can't unsee it. It just makes sense.
So let's go all the way back to the beginning. You're out there and you see this buoy. Take a close look at those top marks. What do you see? They're pointing away from each other, base to base. Based on everything we just covered, which way is safe? That's right. The answer is to the east. Those top marks make that classic egg shape, telling you that safe water is to the east of the hazard. You just solved the puzzle. You've just mastered a fundamental skill that will keep you safe out there. Now you're ready to read the signs and navigate with real confidence.